Welcome back to SVH Academy. Today we are going to start with petty cash. Already we have completed the subsidiary book. In the subsidiary book, we studied cash book, single column cash book, double column cash book, and triple column cash. What is petty cash book? From the name itself, we can understand what is petty cash. A petty cash book means a cash book which maintained for recording petty expenses of an organization. The major expenses will be recorded on the main cash book, and the main cash book will be handled by the main cashier or accountant. Here, every day, all organizations have small payments like stationery purchased, office maintenance, traveling, conveyance, staff welfare, like that. So, the main cashier, the accountants, can handle all these type of petty expenses every day. For controlling all these petty expenses, we can open another cash book that is similar to main cash book, but the only difference is in the main cash book we are recording all the major payments and receipts, and in petty cash book we are recording only petty payments, small payments only. There is no receipt. So what are the types of petty cash book? The petty cash book can be divided into two: simple petty cash book and analytical petty cash book. What is simple petty cash book? A simple petty cash book is same as main cash book. In simple petty cash book, we will record all petty expenses and we will balance the account. That is similar to main cash book. The second one is analytical petty cash book. The analytical petty cash book have two sides. The left hand side used for the receipt, that means the cash received from the main cashier for meeting the petty expenses. That is the cash receipt. All the expenses will be written in columnar form. So for each expenses we will open one column, and if we have 10 expenses, recurring in nature expenses, so we will open 10 columns one by one. This is analytical petty cash book. At the end of the month, we will total each column. Each column will show an expense of that particular account. That total will be transferred to concerned ledger. For example, if we have printing and stationery, postage and telegram, staff welfare, we will total these column one by one at the end of the month, and the printing and stationery column showing 500 rupees total. So transfer these 500 rupees to the printing and stationery account, debit to the printing and stationery account, and the credit to petty cash book. Now the expense come to the expense account and the petty cash book will come down. Here we have analyzed these expenses into separate columns. This is analytical petty cash book. Then what is impressed system? Impressed system of keeping petty cash book. The impressed system of petty cash book means the petty cashier will get a lump sum amount from the main cashier either every day or in a week or in a month. That means under the impressed system, a lump sum amount will be stipulated as the petty cash balance. So the petty cashier have to keep this balance every day. Suppose we are fixing the impressed amount as 2000. Today the petty cashier spent 500 rupees. The remaining cash in hand will be 1500 only. So under the impressed system, at the end of the day, the petty cash amount should be refilled with the short amount. That means 500 spent. So 500 rupees we have to collect from the main cashier. So every beginning of the day, our opening balance will show a same amount. That is the impressed system. When we are collecting the difference of amount from the main cashier, that is called float. The amount collected from the main cashier for refilling the impressed amount is called float. Now we have studied the types of petty cash book, simple petty cash book, and analytical petty cash book, and what is impressed system of petty cash book. Then what are the advantages of maintaining petty cash book? The first advantage is saving of time and effort by the main cashier or chief cashier. How? The main cashier is not required to maintain all these type of petty small expenses, because every day so many small expenses will happen. So if it is maintained by the main cashier, he cannot concentrate on what are the main things, what are the major things of the organization. So the first advantage of maintaining cash book is saving of time and effort of chief cashier, main cashier. The second thing is effective control of each disbursement. So the petty cash book is assigned to a separate person, petty cashier. All these payments are made by the petty cashier only. So he can control more effectively the petty cash payments. He can collect all the documentary evidences, supporting documents for the payments, and he can record the payments in petty cash book. So effective control of disbursement is possible, and this will create a division of work. The main cashier is dealing with the main payments and receipts. The petty cashier is dealing with the small payments. So division of work is creating more accurate job. So the division of work is possible. The third one is convenient recording. When we are keeping a petty cash book separately, we have opened so many columns for each expense. So in a single page itself, we can record all these expenses. But if it is in main cash book, we have to use so many pages for recording all these transactions in cash book, because in cash book the transactions are recorded in chronological order and we have to record it one by one. But in petty cash book we are recording in analytical way, polymer way. So we can save the space of cash book. This is the third advantage. And one more thing we have to remember is materiality principle. What is materiality principle? All significant information should be recorded. Here, as per the materiality principle, insignificant details need not be recorded in main cash book. This is the main point. As per the materiality principle, insignificant details need not be recorded in cash book. So, when we are going through the main cash book, we have to get all the major expenses and major receipts only. Small payments could not be recorded in main cash book. This is stated by the materiality principle. So by following the materiality principle, we are keeping a separate cash book, petty cash book, for maintaining all petty expenses. We can go through a problem, then we can understand more about petty cash book. Prepare petty cash book under Impress 2017 May 2nd, auto fare 55. On 3rd May, courier charges rupees 40. 4th May, postal stamps rupees 105. 5th May, erasers, sharpeners, pencils, pads rupees 225. On 6th May, speed post charges rupees 98. May 8th, taxi fare rupees 195. Again on May 8th, refreshments rupees 85. On 10th, auto fare rupees 60. On 12th, registered postal charges rupees 42. On 13th, telegram rupees 34. On 14th, cartage rupees 25. 16th, computer stationery rupees 165. 19th, bus fare rupees 24. 19th, STD call charges rupees 87. STD call charges rupees 87. On 20th, office sanitation rupees 60. 22nd May, refreshment rupees 45. 23rd, photo stating charges rupees 47. 28th May, courier charges rupees 40. 29th, unloading charges rupees 40. 30th May, bus fare rupees 50. These are the petty cash expenses. We have to record these under Impress system. The impressed amount is rupees 2000. These are the questions. From this petty cash expenses, we have to prepare analytical petty cash book under impressed system. So here what is the impressed amount? 2000 is the impressed amount. We have to keep 2000 as impressed amount. So draw the cash book. The first column is amount received. The second is date. The third is particulars. Fourth is voucher number. And after that, amount paid. Then we can open each column for each expense. So here we can open some common heads. What are the expenses? auto fare, courier charges, postal stamps, erasers, speed post and everything. We have to segregate it into some common. So the auto fare and everything we can record in conveyance. So one column is conveyance. The courier charges, postage, that everything we can record in postage and telegram. Erasers, sharpeners, pencils and all these type of expenses we can record in printing and stationery. The telephone charges, all these type of expenses we can record in telephone charges, telephone expenses. Any expenses that are not in repeated nature or occurs once in a month or twice in a month, that we can segregate into a single head, miscellaneous expenses or sundry expenses or general expenses, like that. What are the major heads only we have to create? So postage and telegram, printing and stationery, conveyance, all these are major heads of expenses. All others we can segregate into one head, general expenses or sundry expenses or miscellaneous expenses. So here we can use miscellaneous expenses. Before starting with the expenses, we have to record the impressed amount on the receipt column, on the left side column. Amount received, how much? 2000. Date 1st May 2017. In particulars column, write cash received. Now go to the transactions. On 2nd May, auto fare rupees 55. So we have opened a conveyance column for traveling, conveyance and everything. So record in conveyance column 55. As soon as we are recording the expenses into the concerned expense column, take the total of that to the amount paid column. That is the consolidated amount of the payment. This consolidated total of expense will be equal to the each expense column, because that is the total of all expenses. Now record rupees 55 in total amount paid column. On 3rd March, courier charges rupees 40. On the date column, 3rd May, particulars column, courier charges. On the postage column, record rupees 40. So there is no other expenses on 3rd May. Take the total of 3rd May to the total amount paid column, rupees 40 only. Go to the next one, 4th, postal stamps, rupees 105. On 4th May, postal stamps, under postage column, write rupees 105. There is no other payments on 4th May, so take the total to the total amount column, 105 only. On 5th May, erasers, sharpeners, pencils, pads, rupees 225. It is printing and stationery. So on the date column, 5th May, particulars column, erase, sharpeners, pencils, etc. Under printing and stationery column, write down rupees 225. There is no other payments on that day, so take the total to the total amount column, rupees 225. On 6th May, speed post rupees 98. So 6th May, in particulars column speed post charges, write the 98 rupees under postage column. There is no other payments on 6th May, so take the total to the total amount column, rupees 98. On 8th May, taxi fare rupees 195. 8th May, particulars column taxi fare. Under conveyance column, this is conveyance, traveling conveyance. Under conveyance column, recorded 195. There is no other payments on that day, so take the total to the total amount column, rupees 195. On same date, refreshments rupees 85. So come on May 8th, refreshments. We have no separate column for recording the refreshments, something like that. So record it on miscellaneous column, 85. Take the total to the total amount column. On 10th May, auto fare rupees 60. Already we have the column conveyance. So 10th May, auto fare, and under the conveyance column, rupees 60. Take the total to the total amount column. 12th May, registered postal charges rupees 42. So it is postage and telegram. 12th May, registered postal charges, record rupees 42 under postage and telegram column. Take the total to the total amount column, rupees 42. 13th May, telegram rupees 34. 13th May, reverse column telegram. Under telephone charges, telephone and telegram charges, we can record rupees 34. Take the total to the On 14th, cartridge rupees 25. So we have no separate column for cartridge. So we can record it on the miscellaneous amount column. 14th May, particulars column, cartridge. Under miscellaneous column, write down rupees 25. Take the total to the total amount column rupees 25. On 16th, computer stationery rupees 165. This is stationery item. We have the column for stationery, printing and stationery. So date column 16th May, computer stationery. Under stationery column, write rupees 165. Take the total to the total amount paid column. Next is 19th, bus fare rupees 24. This is travelling and conveyance. So 19th May, bus fare. Under conveyance column, record rupees 24. Take the total to the total amount paid column. On 19th, STD call charges rupees 87. This is telephone charges. So 19th May, STD call charges under telephone and telegram charges rupees 87. Take the total to the total amount column. On 20th, office sanitation rupees 60. 20th May, office sanitation. We have no separate column for this type of expenses. So we can record this rupees 60 into the miscellaneous expense column. Write down under miscellaneous expense 60. Take the total to the total amount paid column 60. Next 22nd, refreshment rupees 45. We have no separate column, so record rupees 45 under miscellaneous expense column. 22nd May, refreshment 45 rupees under miscellaneous expense column. Take the total to the total amount paid column. Next is photostating charges rupees 47. So 28th May, photostating charges. We have no separate column for recording these expenses, so we can record it under miscellaneous expense column. So write down under the miscellaneous expense column rupees 47. Take the total to the total amount paid column. Next is courier charges rupees 40. That we can record under postage charges. So 28th May, courier charges. Write down 40 rupees under postage column. Take the total to the total amount paid column rupees 40. On 29th, unloading charges rupees 40. There is no separate column for unloading charges. So 29th May, unloading charges. Write rupees 40 on the miscellaneous expense column. Take the total to the total amount paid column. On 30th May, bus fare rupees 15. We have one column for conveyance. 30th May, bus fare rupees 15 under conveyance column. Take the total to the total amount paid column. So we have recorded all the petty expenses to the petty cash flow. Now total the petty cash flow. First, total the total amount paid column. The grand total of the total amount paid column is 1487. On the left parallel side, write the impressed amount, the received amount 2000. Find the difference. The difference will be 513 rupees. Carry forward the 513 rupees to the next day, 1st December, and write rupees 513 on the received column. Rupees 513, 1st December, in particulars column, balance brought out. We are keeping the petty cash book under impress system, so we have to maintain rupees 2000. Here we have to get 1487 from the main cashier. So write the next entry on the receipt column 1487, 1st December. Cash receipt. Now the petty cash in hand is 2000. This is the impress system of petty cash book. After giving the all expenses, in a particular day we have to keep our impressed amount in our hands. Now we have completed the balancing of cash book. Now go to the each column of the first column is postage. Go to the bottom level, total. All the total should be in parallel line. Total. The postage total is coming to 325. The next column is telephone and telegram charges. The total coming to 125. Conveyance column. Total the conveyance column. The total of the conveyance column will be 349. The next one is printing and stationery. The total is rupees 390. The last one is miscellaneous column. Total the column. The total coming to 302. After completing the total of the column, you can again grand total each. If you are take the sum of all these totals, it will come to 1487. So in a two-way form, you can confirm the accuracy of your total in a vertical way and a horizontal way. So we have completed the petty cash book. If you really like the class, please like and drop your comments. And don't forget to subscribe, enable the bell icon. You will get all the important classes. Every day I will upload the classes, the regular classes. So most important classes are on the way. The company accounts, single entry system, erase and omissions, trial balance and erase, bill of exchange, depreciation and everything. So please subscribe the channel and enable the bell icon. We can meet on next class. Bye.